We've had a lot of great guests on the show, and we have a very special guest today. Denise Rouse. How are you?
Good.
I think we know each other fairly well.
Yeah, fairly well,
I think so, and I'm very excited to have you on the show. You know, we've been doing this show for about a year, and I thought it was about time that you came on and told the folks what the heck you're doing here in town. So, of course, I'm very familiar with what you're doing, but share with the folks a little bit about the business you have here in town.
The business I have in town is a consignment shop called the Giddy-Up Boutique. And we specialize in used clothing from 0 to size 24, and men's and women's. One of the things we really specialize in is children's clothing, and I think it's safe to say, as you've seen, that we have to have probably one of the best selection of children's clothing in southern Minnesota.
I think you're correct, and I also think it's probably the largest selection of children's clothing.
Yes, absolutely.
In southern Minnesota,
if you need
for sure.
anything gently used for your children, this is the place to be, because we put out 200 to 250 items a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I know. I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've been in when you're doing it. And,
so our stock is constantly changing, constantly rotating. So, every time you come in, you're going to see something new.
That's awesome.
You're not going to see the same old thing. So
that's awesome. And when I'm in the store, I've noticed many times people just being like, oh my gosh, I have never seen, this is the most remarkable thing I've seen, biggest selection, great prices. So good for you. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
It's mostly a clothing store, correct?
Yes, all clothing.
All clothing.
Yeah.
And how many square feet do you think you have?
I think you'd be better at that than I.
That's kind of my thing, as she reminds me. I always keep track of all that. You have almost 6,000 square feet of clothing in that store.
Wow. No wonder I'm tired when I get home at night, huh?
Absolutely. I know you have a very interesting decor in your shop. Tell the folks a little bit about that and how that came about.
Well, as you know, Jeff, one of the main missions of the store is recycling. So even all of the decor is kind of kitschy, funky, recycled things. If I'm at one of the thrift stores and something speaks to me, I take it home, put it up in the store, and all of that becomes part of the decor, and it's kind of a conversation piece when people come in the store. And then I kind of did it too, so that women can be a little more relaxed when their husbands come with them, so that it's kind of a museum and a store all in one, so they've got something to look at and keep them occupied so their wives can shop longer. So,
Denise, of course, I know you're not a country girl. You've never been a country girl. You're a farm girl. But not a country.
But not a cowgirl.
Not a cowgirl, correct. So share with the folks why and how it's called, your shop is called the Giddy-Up Boutique.
Well, it's based off your show, of course, and a character I played on the show, Prairie Ann.
On the
soap opera, As the Corn Grows, Prairie Ann had a boutique called the Giddy-Up Boutique, and that was in Sweet County. And we had talked about it so much on TV, and we had that little building open, and I said, well, why don't we do a Giddy-Up Boutique? And it went over well. So then we moved, when we bought the old Miller's building and moved everything in together, then we just called it Giddy-Up Boutique. It started out as kind of a spoof, and then it ended up being a reality, and it's a reality today.
It tied it in all together.
It tied it
in together, and now everybody knows it as what it is, which is the Giddy-Up Boutique.
Yeah.
Very cool. So now personally, share with the folks a little bit about kids, grandkids.
I'm a mother of 5, and I have 6 grandkids, so we keep, as you know, very, very busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Denise, I know, and the folks might recognize you because you've been on Main Street with a business in town for 35 years. Did you know it's been 35 years?
No, can't be.
35 years. I have all the records. It's 35 years. But tell the folks, before you had the Giddy-Up Boutique, what kind of business did you have before that?
Before I had the Giddy-Up Boutique, I had an antique store called The Country Place, Antiques and Gifts. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember it well. Very nice store, too. Do you remember Archie
Whitman. I do. I read his articles all the time in the photo press. The Birdman.
Well known as the Birdman
yeah.
in town. Well, he has a display, still, there's a display in the museum of his egg collections from birds from all over. Quite interesting character
amazing,
he was.
Really, yes.
Well, I brought along a clip from 1997 that was on Focus on Fairmont. Would you like to see that?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Let's take a look.
No less famous to the residents of Grenada and Fairmont is our own Birdman, Archie Whitman. While the Birdman of Alcatraz came to his passion late in his life, Archie Whitman came to his passion very early. Whitman was introduced to bird watching by his country school teacher at age 7. She noticed his natural curiosity and wonder of birds and brought him a copy of Audubon magazine. This started him on a lifelong interest in birds. He decided he wanted to see every species of bird in the United States, but learned, as he put it, one life is not long enough. Whitman should know, because he is now 88 years young. From 1914 to 1934, Whitman traveled the country, collecting eggs from different species. Once he had collected one egg, representative of a species, he would search for another species. Game birds and waterfowl were easy to collect. However, sparrows, which are ground nesters, and warblers, who nest in trees, were much more difficult. Whitman claims he could climb a tree like a squirrel, and has never found a tree he couldn't climb. He recorded his finds on index cards with the description and location of the egg and when it was found. Whitman will be donating his collection, which contains over 280 species of eggs, along with the card catalog, to the Martin County Museum for the next generation of bird watchers. Always careful never to destroy a nest, Whitman would only remove a single egg. However, others abused the privilege of collecting and destroyed nests, so legislation was passed in 1935 outlawing egg collection. With his egg hunting days over, Archie Whitman had to limit his passion to bird watching. His backyard displays numerous feeders and birdhouses, many of which he has built. One that he designed is called the Minnesota Bird Feeder. Then there's a suet feeder and houses designed specifically for wrens and bluebirds. Whitman also planted a bush called upland cranberries to feed the birds all year long. In 1970, the photo press had a regular bird-watching column, which Whitman was asked to take over. That column, the Birdwatcher's Corner, still continues today. Whitman has written one column every week, never missing a column for the last 25 years. Today, hosts of friends call Archie about bird sightings, and they think of him whenever they come across odd or unusual nests, and they give them to him. For Archie, time may have slowed his search, but it hasn't diminished his passion for bird watching. I'm Timor Hines for Focus on Fairmont.
Well, now that was interesting, wasn't it?
Oh, very interesting.
Very
It was
interesting.
fun to see again. you know?
Yeah, it's been years
Yeah.
since that's been aired, so we're glad to bring that to the folks again. So now, I know you have something new in the Giddy-Up boutique in the last month or two.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Tell
we
the
do.
folks
We've
about that.
We've been working hard on. Well, we were getting in so many beautiful fall items that, and we didn't. If you've been in the store, you know how full our store is, and we kind of wanted to showcase all of those. So we found a little area and we tucked a little fall and winter boutique inside the Giddy-Up. So,
And what do you call that?
and we're calling that Broke Girl Boutique.
Right inside the Giddy-Up.
Right inside the Giddy-Up, yep.
Very cool.
And
now
it's been
when you
very,
say
very well
when you
received.
say you tucked it in and it's a little teeny spot, how many square feet?
You'll have to tell me that, Jeff. because
800
I never
square
remember.
feet. So you have an additional 800 square feet of clothing. That all specializes, correct me if I'm wrong, all specializes in new fall items that you've just
Right.
received.
Yep, yep.
Oh, very,
Gently
very cool.
used fall items, yeah.
Very cool. Tell the folks how they get a hold of you, how they find you. You're on Facebook.
You can like us, like the Giddy-Up Boutique on Facebook. Yeah.
And you post on there frequently
Yes,
with...
we keep everybody updated on the new things that are happening, new things that are coming in. Yeah,
Very
just
cool.
all kind of fun.
Well, hey,
So I'm wondering, when do I sleep?
there
After
will
all
be
of that.
sleep in our next life.
Okay.
Neither one of us really receive a lot of sleep,
No.
I grant you. But we're having fun,
Yes, we are having fun.
and
Yes.
we are definitely challenged every day.
Yes, we are challenged every day. Yep.
So, and we're enjoying our kids and grandkids.
Yep.
And right now, I enjoyed having you on the show.
Well, good.
Thanks for coming in.